I don't know. Maybe you're like me. Sometimes I go out in public. Yesterday, I took my daughter to the first softball meeting of the year. Maybe it's because of COVID-19 and because I haven't been around a group of people in a really long time, but I just felt really out of place. Just something about it was strange, and I didn't really let it get to me because I knew that sometimes I create situations in my head that don't really exist. But I felt kind of vulnerable. I felt like people were watching me, and I don't really think anybody was. And I would imagine that a lot of people probably felt the same way because it has been a while since we've been out in public. But it kind of reminded me of another time that I had not been out in public for a while. And that was when I was in the Allegheny County Detention Center for almost 18 months for a crime that I had committed. And, you don't have a lot of friends in there. And if you do, well, maybe you've been there too many times. I saw a lot of people come in. They were arrested for something, and then they got out. And then that same person came back in again after they got arrested for something else, and then they got out. There was this one person, I saw him in there 3 times by the time I was released. And it really got me wondering, what is it about this dude that just can't get it together? And the funny thing is I know some of these other guys that were in there, and they would make the same comments. Like, he can't even stay out for, however long it was. Come to find out when they got out, they'd come right back in too. And to be honest, that was a terrifying feeling. To finally get my freedom, to walk out of the doors and hear the metal clang behind me shut, to see the sun and to have an unobstructed view of a mountain, just to be able to experience that and then have to give all that back up to come back inside. It's not a good feeling. And when I got out, one of the reasons I never went back in, and it's been almost 18 years now, was because I had somebody waiting for me. My mom was there. And if I'm honest, I get a little emotional when I think about it because there are lots of guys, lots of men, and lots of women inside right now. They don't have anybody. And yet as a society, we expect them to get their stuff together. They can't do that because they can't get a job. That little box at the bottom of almost every application says, have you been convicted of a crime? For the majority of us, we have to say, yes, we have. And for the majority of employers, nobody wants somebody like that working for them. But I'll tell you what, I had lots of chances there as well. I don't think our system should be based on whether or not you know somebody important so that you can get back on the right track. Whether or not you're given certain favors or special favors in order to get back on the right track. And that kind of feels like the way it is, because unless you have somebody looking out for you, you will go back in. Unless I had somebody looking out for me like my mom. Obviously, you have to do your own work. I did a lot of work myself. And, I worked the program because it works if you work it. And it did work. I'm living proof. And so, on one hand, I'm kind of sad about this whole situation, but on another hand, all this time later, I wanted to share this with you. Healing Allegany has given me the opportunity to work as a peer recovery specialist. And I think it's going to be really cool to be able to work with people that are inside of jail to help them find the support that they need so that they don't have to go to the homeless shelter or they don't have to find a tent and live in it when they get out, and they can have a little bit of structure and support. So I just wanted to share that with you real quick. Thanks for letting me share.